Hello everybody and welcome back. I wanted to make this video on makeshift dungeon teams. What I mean by makeshift is a team it's not the perfect team. It's not the team that advanced level players would recommend for you to do dungeons, but it's what you can use to just get by and get some runes for your monsters, make them stronger, and then get that perfect dungeons team going. So first I want to talk to you about some of the monsters that you should take with you into a dungeon when making a makeshift dungeon team. As you can see, our first runner-up is Trevor. Trevor is everywhere for me. He's in Trial of Ascension, he's in the arena, he's in dungeons, he's in the story, he's in Rift, World Boss. It doesn't matter. Wherever I go, I take him because he's my best attacker. And that's one thing you would need. At least 1 to 2 attackers. They don't have to be amazing, but they need to be good damaged attackers to get you through, if you're beginning level players, to get you through at least up to maybe B4. You don't have to pass that, because at your level and with your monsters, getting some decent runes at that point, just decent enough for your monsters to become stronger and progress in the story and get better monsters, that's what I want to help you guys with. So at least 2 attackers, and I would suggest 3 supports, at least 1 to debuff and then the other 2 to support your team. Or if they can debuff the mob and buff your team, that's even better. What I mean by that is Vigor or Galleon. They're my 2 support for Dragon B5 right now. That's as far as I'm going, because I know dragons dungeons get higher. When they get harder when you get higher, so I'm not worrying too much about that right now. But this is why. Galleon's first attack does defense break with a 75% chance. I don't like to take chances. I don't. Why? Because 75% ain't enough for me. So we toss some focus runes on him. And what do focus do? They give you plus 20% extra accuracy. So far, we're at 95% chance for defense break. And if that's not enough, I have 28% accuracy in total. So that's extra accuracy on my skills here. So I almost always hit defense break when I use that first move. Even if the monster is the opposite element and can resist, defense break is sure to happen. Next, he has his second skill, absorbs the 30% of my enemy's attack bar. So he decreases their attack bar, increases his own attack bar. That's good, because in dungeon you want to go as many times as possible before the boss. And then his third and final skill, if he doesn't defense the boss on his first skill, you can bet money that you will defense break the boss on his third skill. And he increases all attack power of all my monsters, which is even better. So the stronger they are, the better they are, even though I don't need all that attack power. But it still really helps. And Vigor, my water werewolf. If you didn't know, Galleon is the water pirate. There we go, Vigor. He's the water pirate, just in case. So Vigor can cause HP disturb. He can disturb your HP recovery, but that's not important in dungeons, really. His second skill and his third skill are where he shines the most. His second skill is a healing and attack speed increase buff for your team, so that's really good. You want to be able to heal your teammates, and giving them that chance to go before the boss more times than the boss has time to build up his attack bar is even better, because now you can take more HP away. And then his third and final skill can cause defense break. So that's already 2 monsters I have that can cause defense break. And in dungeons, defense break is really good. Along with a more attack speed for you, that's amazing. And our third support, our final support that I use in Dragon B5 is Delphoy, or the Wind Undyne. And she has violent runes on, so she has a chance to go again, which is really good. But the reason I bring her in dragons and in giants. In giants, her mind shock is really effective because it gets rid of earthquake, or I believe it's earth shatter, and that means that that massive amount of damage he would hit you with has a chance to be set on cooldown. So he doesn't hit you with it right away and you have a chance to take him down, and by the time he builds it back up again, you can reset it. And then we have Spirit's Blessing, which cures your team, heals your entire team by 20%, and then gives you immunity to harmful effects while erasing all harmful effects on you. Really good in dragons because you don't want that continuous damage to stay on you. Another one I use, sorry about that. Another one I use is my Fire Sky Dancer. I haven't awakened her yet, so I don't have Hua-He per se, and I don't have that amazing skill right there, as you can see, proportionate to attack power. Because boy, do we have some attack power. Not a lot just yet, because we haven't done too much with the runes she has, but a lot of attack power. I bring her with me as my second attacker, and this is why. When defense break hits, I like to go third ability. Third ability is she attacks randomly, but multiply. She attacks a lot with this skill. I think it's up to 8 times. And it can be dispersed randomly, or you can get that luck and just hit that boss, that dungeon boss, and wipe them out. And she can also heal my teammates. While it's not proportionate to attack power right now, it does heal them and gives them attack buff. So that's really good. That's my makeshift team. My suggestion to you at low levels is just to get somebody who can buff your team. Get somebody who can debuff the boss. By that I mean provide some sort of status effect that slows them down, whether it's decrease attack speed or defense break, because that'll really help you out. It'll make your time fighting the boss so much easier. I'm going to show you right now my makeshift team. People are telling me, I need this, I need that, and I'm like, well, I don't have that. What can I use that I have? And everybody's telling me to do all this other stuff, and I'm like, this is what I got. So we're in Dragon's Lair B5, like I said. The reason I don't use Delphoi in the front, even though I should, is just because her effect doesn't do anything for anybody else. But neither does Galleon's, because we're not in guild battle. So we're just going to leave her so she gets that extra defense. She's going to need it because everybody's going to go for her, because it's a fire. This dragon boss in B5 is fire, so almost all the enemies we're going to encounter on this level are going to be fire. And that extra 35% defense is really going to come in handy for her doing this boss. So we're just going to do this. I'm going to see you guys when I get to the boss. And we're at the boss. Okay, so to start off, I just want to inform you guys, I want to let you guys know that when I build my monsters, especially for support, I tend to go towards Swift, because Violent doesn't always proc when you play, and I don't like to leave anything to chance. So I prefer Swift over Violent, but Violent is good nonetheless, because if you get that extra 2 turns, you can get up to, I believe it's 3 turns when playing by your when not autoing it. It's amazing, because that can be the difference between losing or winning. But we're going to start off by using Galleon's Time to Loot, and we're going to see if we can defense out. And we defense broke the dragon, which is really good. Okay, so now we're going to use Vigor to give attack speed. It's not to cure, so don't worry that we're using it and we're not curing anybody, because in the beginning I just want to go before the boss. Any chance I get to go before the boss is better than not going before the boss. Okay, so after that's done, as you can see, he's defense broken. So now we want to use Pride Will Fall with Hua-He, her 3rd skill. As you can see, we hit the dragon quite a bit, and now we want to take some of his attack bar, make him go slower. If his turn doesn't come or doesn't end, the defense break still lasts, which is why it's good to have that. As you can see, his defense break is still there because his attack bar hasn't filled up completely yet. We still got some immunity going on. We're gonna give it some attacks buffs, and now you can see now he doesn't have defense break, but we managed to get it, and we're gonna make quick work of him now. and he's done. We did lose Delfoy, and we did lose Huahi at the end, our Fire Sky Dancer and our Wind Undyne. But that's okay because it was in the very end, and we already had the win in the bag. Our immunity wore off, and we were starting to receive those status effects. So we had a really good run. I can auto this too and be successful, but it's not about autoing it because I like I said, I don't like to leave things to chance unless I'm for sure I'm going to win. So I don't auto it. I prefer to manual it if I know I'm not going to win. And in some cases, it comes down to the wire when I do B5, but almost 90% of the time I win, which is why my makeshift team works for me, and maybe it'll work for you. Now, some people are like, well, we don't have those amazing monsters. You don't need those monsters to make your makeshift team work. You can get the Fire Hellhound and build him with Fatal Blade, which you can get in the beginning of the game, and that'll make him really good for you guys. Summoning in the beginning, you have a lot of luck, and there's a lot of good things going on, so you probably will get some nice fire attackers in the beginning, so don't worry too much about not having decent attackers. And it's not just fire, it could be anything. But if you do get some fire ones, I definitely and strongly recommend, if you get the Fire Grim Reaper, build him up Fatal Blade, attack all around, and give him some decent healers, and he can do some nice damage. But as long as you get some nice cleansing teammates up in there, win the Water Garuda, Mystic Witch if you get her, even Wayne, the Water Bounty Hunter, is really good. His Ready to Ambush increases all allies' attack by 30%, and then increases your attack speed for 2 turns. So he's pretty much a Vigor without the cure, because he gives your attack bar another go. Or if you get the Water Drunken Master, he's pretty good himself. He can heal your allies, and he decreases your chance for receiving a critical hit for 2 turns. So it's more likely that you won't get critical, and your team can last a little bit longer. So he's also a good choice. If you get any Epicon Priests, I recommend using them. Arena, which is the water one, is really good. As you can see, her passive is amazing, and then she can heal up to 2 teammates. While healing up to 2 teammates isn't the best, it's good. If you don't think that you can get any of those, fear not. Ulyssia, the water fairy you get in the beginning, is also really amazing. She is a single target cure, but it cures all status effects. So she's also good to use, and paired with the Water Garuda, you can either use his Resurgence on himself and give him that extra turn so that his cooldown goes down, or you can give her that extra turn because her ability here, it doesn't require too much cooldown. I think it's 3 turns. So if you build her up with a little bit of speed and get her speed to maybe 150 in the beginning, that's not too bad because Swift Runes are fairly common, especially in the shop. She can be a decent healer as well. So like I said, at least 2 attackers. It can be of any element as long as they're built with Fatal Blade or some form of attack. It can even be energy with just straight attack on it. Anything that can give your monsters a small edge with just beginning runes from the story will help you progress a lot. So take advantage of everything you can and try to make your own makeshift team. If you have any makeshift teams that you use, leave it down below. Let me know, and maybe I'll be able to use them and get further in my dungeons. Who knows? Thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully more to come.